Welcome back to That's BS with me, Brian. Episode 15. Let's get into it. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get into it now. So, a bit premature on the Happy Thanksgiving, but Happy Thanksgiving a day early. This will be posted on Wednesday, on time this week. So that's a positive. But Happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate it with your family and whatnot, I hope you have a good time. Here in Washington, holidays this year are going to be pretty weird. I think everybody else is kind of in a similar boat. But Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great time. Kind of sucks on top of the not being able to see people is I can't eat any delicious foods because of my diet. But hey, on a positive note, I'm down 26 pounds, so that's something to really look forward to, and I'm hyped on that. Kind of broke through the plateau and whatnot of the last week and a half or so, so that's really good. Been fluctuating between 26 and 27, so I thought, maybe shoot underneath this time, and then hopefully I'll be down 28, or hopefully my goal is to be down 30 pounds total before December. That would be awesome. That'd be 15 pounds a month, which would be great. The first time I did this, I was down 20 pounds a month, which was pretty nuts. But also I was not doing net carbs. I think I was doing total carbs to where I wasn't fucking around and not eating anything carb enriched. But anywho, Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy it. Enjoy those desserts like pumpkin pie, pecan pie, cornbread, rolls, hopefully moist turkey, all the good stuff because I can't. But this year I'm actually cooking a turkey. It's a 9-pound turkey breast. That's a big responsibility, putting on the big boy pants this year because I'll be cutting and carving, and that'll be my first time in my life. So I'm a big boy now. But I'm a little nervous because poultry is tough because you got to get that 165. But today I cooked some turkey legs as just kind of a test run, and I pulled them out at 165. So the carryover cooking, when you pull it out, exceeded that amount that I wanted. So they're a little dry, which was upsetting. They were good, but they were dry. Seasoned well, but dry. So, and that's the curse of the white man is dry ass poultry. So I'm really hoping I can get it dialed before the big day. Which means I got to get my shit figured out on that 9-pound turkey breast. So fingers crossed for me. I would appreciate the positive vibes sent my way. Pulled myself out of the emotional gutter that I was in the last couple weeks. Don't worry, I wasn't feeling some type of way or anything. I was just kind of in my feelings a little bit. The weather's been super shitty. Being stuck at home is a real bummer. All the change in the COVID stuff, some, unfortunate news with some people that are close to me going on in their lives. So it just kind of bummed me out. And that's kind of what I was experiencing. But I'm good now. Pulled myself out of it. Right now, just make sure you're checking on friends and stuff because you don't know what's going on with them and they don't really know what's going on with you possibly. So just make sure you're looking out for the people that are in your circle because I like to say, always bring an umbrella because you never know what's going to be yours or somebody else's rainy day. So it's definitely nice to pull myself out of my bullshit and be feeling good. Also, I talked last week about doing some exercise as that might be something that helped not only with my weight loss but my attitude a little bit. And I did a plank. Yeah, that's right. 1 plank this week. 35 seconds. Pretty big stuff. I mean, that's more than I've done in the last 2 months. Probably longer than that, sadly to admit. But hey, you got to start somewhere. But I was talking to my buddy JP. I shout him out on here quite often. Day 1 subscriber. And he was telling me, you got to start small. Don't burn yourself out. Do 5 push-ups here, 5 sit-ups here, kind of throughout the day and weird pauses and things like that. I haven't been doing it, but I need to definitely start and then just kind of build up that body weight strength and then go from there since now gyms are closed again in Washington. That would get my ass there in the first place. But I need to definitely start doing something to help promote the weight loss kind of stuff. Also on another kind of just motivational comment, and I've said this before, is, whenever you're feeling the dumps, at least this is what I try to do for myself, is just kind of get a little perspective for yourself, like I mentioned last week, and then also just remember, hey, in 6 months, and I've said this before, it's a little pessimistic and it's also satirical, it's just, hey, in 6 months, you're going to be worried about completely new shit. So it's a good way for me to just kind of gut check myself, be like, hey, you know, time flies, regardless of if you're having fun. So just remember that, especially right now with everything weird going on and all that stuff. But in another note, we got 3 new subscribers this week, so that's awesome. Shout outs to you, new folks. I appreciate the follow. All those other people that are following me or watching the videos and aren't subscribed, maybe hit that subscribe button if you're feeling like it. No pressure over here, but I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. To a super depressing note, Mercedes just sent me a text saying that the Chappelle Show has been pulled from Netflix. Devastating. I only watched the first couple episodes when it first got put on there, and I was cracking up. So hopefully you got a chance to absorb it as much as you can. But it looks like, you know, Dave isn't getting paid, which sucks. At least that's what the article's title is. I didn't really read it. She just sent it to me. It says, Netflix removes Chappelle Show from service upon request from Dave Chappelle, who blasts Viacom. Loading. For licensing his show without paying him. So that fucking sucks. Obviously, Dave needs to get paid. Absolute genius, regardless of what venue he's showing his genius in. Love the guy, favorite comedian of all time. Just sucks that the man is constantly, throughout his career, dealing with bullshit and not getting the credit, literally and figuratively, when it's due. So super bummed about that, but if you're as much of a Chappelle Show fan as me, hopefully you have them like ingrained into your mind like I do. But yeah, that kind of took me off on a different tangent, but I wanted to go a completely different direction. Finally, I've mentioned this before, but finally have our downstairs guest bathroom completed for the most part. And by for the most part, I mean we just need to put in a mirror and then a towel rack, which was going to put in today, but want to put the mirror in first so I know where to, you know, position it all feng shui style. Doesn't want to get in the way of the, you know, Bath and Body Works wallflower that we have in there on the outlet. But got the vanity in, got the backsplash in, got the sink in, got the plumbing figured out. It's all grand. And the most important, we wall mounted the toilet paper holder. You know you're the shit when you got a toilet paper holder that literally, so instead of like taking out the core and then replacing the toilet paper, this motherfucker like levitates off. You slide the toilet paper on and then put it back. It's hard. So like an old man that I am, I'm probably going to post pictures of it on my Instagram once it's complete, like with the mirror and the towel rack. And then I think we're going to put 1 or 2 floating shelves, probably 2 because 1 would look awkward, floating shelves behind the toilet to just like put little things on there, like little knickknacks, that old people shit, or as Mercedes would say, white people shit, which it refers to if you go to TJ Maxx or Ross and you go down that aisle that has like a bunch of random stuff like bookends, or specifically what I'm talking about, like the live, laugh, love, or what we have is one in the bathroom that says, you don't know what you got till it's gone, kind of like toilet paper. And it's teal, which is kind of like our accent color throughout the house. It's got little polka dots and hearts, I think, on it. But we want to hang that up instead of on the back of the toilet because I think I mentioned this before. Our toilet is a self-cleaning toilet. Yeah, I said it. Self-cleaning toilet. I experimented with that noise. Hopefully I got the point across that I'm looking for. I'll know when I edit this. But it's pretty cool. It has a weekly clean that's a quick clean, and then it has a monthly clean that's like a 10-minute clean. But essentially the way that it flushes from the top, not like from the bottom or whatever, but it flushes like in a cyclone kind of thing. So I guess it circulates the water a different way, but essentially what this toilet has is on the back of it, it has like a bladder essentially that has soap in it, and if you flush it a certain way, it'll mix it in with the water, kind of like if you have a modern washer and dryer, or washer, not the dryer, this wouldn't fucking matter, but like a washing machine, how you have to like pull the drawer out and put the detergent in. It's like a similar vibe like that, but it does it automatically to where it circulates it into the water. And at first I thought it was a gimmick and stupid, and that Mercedes was just making me spend a fuck ton of money on a toilet that wasn't gonna fucking do anything that it advertised. But I've taken some dumps in that toilet, and so have my roommates, Mercedes and her grandma. And let's be real, there's no tattoo poops. If you don't know what a tattoo poop is, you're not shitting enough. But that was a weird comment. But no tattoos in that toilet, and it's super clean. It looks like it's brand fucking new. So that's super awesome. And it's got one of those, I think this is a cool feature. It's really stupid, but you know, like if you were like put the seat or the lid down, it'll like slam. But this has got one of the ones where it just like slowly does it. To where, like, you know, that kid in elementary school or middle school or whatever tried to storm out of the class and he was like, fuck this, and try to slam the door, but then it's like one of those safe doors that slowly shuts and he looks like a fucking idiot. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but for a toilet seat. But shout outs to my brother Kyle and my father for coming up here to our home and helping us get that completed. I really appreciate it. Shout outs to my dad for today coming and getting the bathroom pretty much squared away. And then when I was off work, we fucked around with the drain and did a bunch of shit. And we went to McClendon's on my lunch and then after work. And I swear nothing is fucking worse than going to the like Home Depot, Lowe's, McClendon's, which is a local hardware store here, Ace, whatever your fancy is, and then getting home and then realizing, fuck, I forgot a quintessential piece to the job I'm trying to complete. And that is the fucking worst. And nothing's worse than going back several times and then having to ask for help. If you're a man, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I fucking hate asking for help or asking where shit is. It makes me feel inferior and emasculated. But we were so defeated today that we went up to the dude and plumbing and we're like, hey, this is the situation. I showed him pictures. He was like, oh, that plumbing situation's fucked. You got to see it to believe it. It's not like your normal, you know, P-trap setup. This is like, we had to buy, I'm shit you not, we bought three, I think it was three, at least two different vanities to make sure it fit because the plumbing is just fuckery. But anyways, we got it fixed today and it's awesome. Letting the glue set overnight for the pipes because we had to do some Franken piping, but it's set up away from the dude in plumbing at McClendon's in Puyallup. He said that, or at Sumner, I don't know, who fucking cares. But anyway, shout outs to you, plumbing guy. But he had it set up. He told us that yes, this will work. It'll keep the vacuum and it's not going to fuck up your P-trap or whatever. And it's not going to like make the water backflow or anything like that. So very hyped about that because we were worried because we had some Franken pipes going on. Shout outs to you, Kyle, for the Franken piping. But, you know, Halloween's past. We don't need that. So excited about the new pipes, the self-cleaning toilet. We just need a mirror and to put up the towel rack, but we got the super dope toilet paper holder installed, and that's all that matters. So excited tomorrow to turn on the water and hopefully everything works as planned because I fucking hate plumbing and I hate electrical, and now I think I hate plumbing even more than electrical. So salutes to you, plumbers. I will never ever talk shit about you again. Not that I ever did, but fuck, man, I hated every second of that installation. But it was a great time with my dad. We were laughing the whole time for the most part. And we both are cut from a similar cloth to where we don't like to ask for help. And we are very stubborn and just things along those lines. So whenever we're together, we like keep each other in check. And my brother Kyle's like that too. But he wasn't with us today. So we just had to keep, my dad and I had to keep each other in line to where we weren't, you know, at one point I was like, I have 10 minutes of patience left. And after each time some bullshit came our way, I was like 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, but it's done now. So super stoked about that. I've said stoked and hyped and all that stuff. So we'll see you tomorrow. So the weekly PS5 update, because I've been putting way too much time into that, but I've started playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. Fucking love the game. It was awesome. It was shorter. It's not like the Spider-Man PS4 that came out, I think 2018, which I loved that one too, but I bought the bundle to where it's the remastered for next gen Spider-Man plus the new Miles Morales, and the new Miles Morales was awesome. Honestly, I'm currently playing the remastered Spider-Man PS4, whatever you want to call it, or Spider-Man PlayStation, whatever. I'm replaying that, and I honestly miss the powers for Miles, which is kind of a bummer. But then also replaying the first game, you see like so many different, obviously, you know, Miles is in the first game. Sorry, didn't mean to spoil anything. But, you know, obviously I already know that story, but having played the new game, there's so many different little touches to the first game that kind of highlight what's going to happen in the Miles Morales game. That's pretty cool that I didn't notice before. Like little things that Peter does. He's like, oh, this would be nice or whatever. And then it turns out, it's kind of brought up far less obvious in the new game, but I wouldn't have recognized it if I didn't go back and play it. But Spider-Man is my absolute favorite hero. While I was playing it, I was talking to Mercedes about how much I love Spider-Man. She's like, Superman's my favorite hero, which fuck Superman. This dude's got every fucking power in the world. He's virtually invincible, but a stupid fucking space rock is what devastates him. Like, I love using the word of, oh, this is my kryptonite, that's my kryptonite, but fuck Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man, wow, I'm devastated. I love Spider-Man. Fuck Superman. I am not a fan of him. He's the worst, in my opinion. Least favorite superhero, just because he's literally perfect, except for, the whole rock thing. But I always ask this question. I used to ask it to girls in college when I would take them on dates or whatever, and it really helped me evaluate, or just people in general, it really helps me evaluate whether or not I'm going to be friends with you moving forward. So comment below, if you could have any 3 superpowers, what would they be? I know mine, and I will share them next week once I see, hopefully at least one person comments what their 3 superpowers would be. If you say one of them, you're a basic bitch, but it's okay. I'll forgive you possibly because you commented. But yeah, I think I mentioned it before, but we got 3 new subscribers, so that's dope. Inching closer and closer towards the goal. Hopefully we hit it for the new year, but hyped about that. Still completing the dream board, so that's good. Also, I still need to connect with my buddy Micah. Check out Fun Cushion Podcast if you haven't, especially if you like MMA. He's also great on Instagram and puts up tons of content every day. Kind of what I'm aspiring to do once I kind of get a feel. And I know I've been saying get a feel, and this is episode 15, so hopefully I can get that fucking feel soon. But got to connect with him because he does a lot of stuff over Skype or Zoom or Teams or whatever the fuck it is, and he does a great job. So got to figure out exactly what's that. Also want to give a shout out to my buddy Dustin. Dustin, if you're watching this, your beats are dope. Please start sending me some so I can use them as theme music or something. It would be really, really cool. Also, would love to write some stuff to it just for fun and shits and gigs. Now that I got this cool mic, maybe I'll do some music stuff. Who knows? Whatever. My brother's a professional opera singer, so hey, maybe the music is in my blood. We'll see. But yeah, super, super awesome, man, that you're killing it. It's just really cool to see a lot of my friends just pursuing their dreams now that we're adults, and seeing them as kids just kind of doing, fucking around, testing the waters with stuff, and then now seeing it come into fruition is really, really awesome. And I'm proud of all my friends who are doing their thing. And I mean, there's plenty of other friends I could talk about that are absolutely killing it and whatnot. But that one, those 2 came to mind because 1, need to know the software, and 2, Dustin hooked me up so I can do some theme music or something like that. I think that would add some more value or quality to the podcast. Forgot to mention this, but Seahawks got the dub last Thursday. So that was awesome against the Cardinals, division rival. The Cardinals are killing it. Fucking Kyler Murray, man. He is a beast. Everybody talks shit about his height, but you can't talk shit about how talented of an athlete he is. And then DeAndre Hopkins is gross. Larry Fitzgerald's the GOAT. I mean, they've got a great team. NFC West, back to prominence. We're all killing it except for the Niners, which is awesome to see. But it was great to get the W. Finally, Russell's not throwing a million picks. I mean, I love Russell Wilson. I'm not talking shit, but it's just, obviously he's throwing the ball more, but some of his gutsier decisions towards the end zone, like against the Rams game, were a little frustrating. But I mean, I'm not the one out there throwing dimes all day and playing against the most insane athletes on the planet. So you got to give the guy credit where credit's due, and he always bounces back. That guy is the most positive dude in the game, and that's a mentality and just between the ears that you always aspire to be, and that's really, really cool to see. Just him thriving and whatnot. I hope that he gets back to the beginning of the season. I mean, it's only like halfway through the season, but still, I really think that the man deserves an MVP. If it's this season, fantastic. I mean, he is old reliable every single year. And by old reliable, I'm not saying just like, he figures it out. No, that dude is like the most clutch guy in the NFL. Season after season, he's breaking a ton of records for the time he's been in the NFL. Absolute stud, makes his teammates better. Really excited to see our defense starting to do a little bit more. Obviously, the secondary is banged up. We really need Shaquille Griffin back. It's great to see Jamal Adams back out there. I think he brings like a really strong presence on the field, not only in our secondary, but just that dude is gross. And it's awesome to see Bobby is just doing Bobby shit. And KJ is killing it this year, which is awesome. And those dudes are getting up there. They're not old by any means. We're like the same age. They're like 2 years older than me, 3 maybe. I don't know. But it's just weird that in sports, like once you start getting in your 30s, it's like, oh, he's on the decline. But I mean, look at LeBron. This dude's out here, ageless male, just yamming on fools like it's Thanksgiving. Subtle holiday plug. But, it's just awesome to see, the things starting to really click for us on the defensive front. Secondary, leaves a lot to be desired. But at the same time, we're getting some, oh no, I'm about to sneeze. God, sneezing is my least favorite bodily function. I fucking hate it. But anyways, I have really bad allergies and I sneeze quite often, so that's probably why I hate sneezing. But that'll be all right, cool. Sweet. But, Seahawks are always fun to watch. I've been a fan, like I've been a diehard fan of the Mariners my entire life. So, even with the ups and downs, I'm always there hanging up the 12th man flag. Or riding it out with the Mariners for the last forever. But it's always great to see your team thriving. And football, need some athletic water. Man, my body's just, sneezing, yawning, whatever that was. Sniffles. My body's rebelling. But it's always good to see the Seahawks killing it. And so hopefully this Sunday we get another dub. I don't even know who we're playing. I should probably know that. But I'm excited for some Thursday, Turkey Day games. If they're still I don't even know. I used to be like so in tune with fantasy football, but then it literally consumed my entire life. So I don't really do fantasy anymore because I get really competitive and mean. Also, like I said, it consumes like my entire life, and I'm constantly on NFL.com, ESPN, some back pages, sports bullshit, trying to figure out ways to get that competitive edge or find the sleepers and whatnot. But yeah, love sports, love the Seattle's doing well, and NFC West is great. Fuck you, 49ers. So I was talking to Mercedes earlier last week or this weekend, past weekend or whatever, and I was talking about how in college I remember some of my girl paw's friends, because I don't want to make her jealous. But I was talking about how I had some friends who would come over or they'd be reading Cosmo, and I'd always be like, let me see that, and go to the sex tips because all the sex tips were fucking stupid. And they were like, yeah, gnaw on your partner's genitals. He'll love it. Which, if you ask any guy, pretty sure none of them will enjoy that. But I was looking because I just wanted a good laugh and more examples. So here are some of the 101. I'm only going to go over a couple, but 101 steamiest sex tips of 2020 from Cosmo. Number 14 is try giving a virtual BJ. Chances are you'll find it pretty effing hot. Yes, they put effing in here. My first thought is, God, that would be strange if you FaceTime someone and they were doing that. I appreciate the effort, but I don't know. I'm just imagining in my head how awkward that would be. Like, what are you doing on the other side? Like, that's effing hot, dude. I'm really a big fan of that. Loving every minute of you sucking the dick of Casper. So the one that startled me the most is number 40. Make hand jobs the main event. Let me tell you something right now. I hate that I have to even say this, but I'm pretty sure every guy gives themselves the best hand job ever. So the thought of someone else making it the main event is upsetting to me because I've been around this block my entire life. So for you to assume that you can do something I haven't or better is blasphemous. Somewhat in that similar vein, this one, reading it again, had me dying laughing. It says, make a masturbation playlist. To all my guys out there, what are we putting? An intro? The first song on the fucking record? I mean, again, I'm the best at what I do. Definitely not the best at making a masturbation playlist because that would be the first 30 seconds of the song. Max. This one had me dying. Ramp up your desire all day by engaging in some light sexting at work. Sounds like HR's nightmare. The last one I would like to leave you on is my absolute favorite, which is tip 66. The number one rule for a great blowjob is to use your mouth. Nice. Well, on that note, I will wrap it up for this week. No pun intended for the sex tips, but hopefully you have a absolutely lovely Thanksgiving. Wow, words are hard. Hopefully you have an absolutely lovely Thanksgiving if you do celebrate it. And whoever you celebrate that with, I hope you have a great time. Enjoy some delicious food and comment below what your favorite Thanksgiving dishes, whether that's a side, a dessert, a main course, whatever. I think mine is probably my mother's cornbread. It is the shit if you've ever had it. It absolute slaps. And the second is probably pie, preferably pumpkin. As a child, my grandmother used to make pecan pie, which now I'm a huge fan of. I didn't really understand how delicious it was as a kid. Really stinks I never took the leap per se for her pecan pies during the holidays, but her apple pie was deadly. So good. And she used apples from her tree in her front yard. So that was awesome. But yeah, comment below what your favorite Thanksgiving treat is, whether that's a dish, a side, or a dessert. Also, be sure to comment what your 3 superpowers would be if you could pick any imaginable. And you can't pick more superpowers because then you're a douche. But other than that, thank you. Have a lovely rest of your week. Like I've said before, stay safe, be smart, and make good choices. And as you know, I miss you already.